got the knives going on out here tonight, and I'm going to let Mac Bartol introduce his guest, and then we're going to turn it over to his guest.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Charlie Edmondson of Alexander City. He's got a lovely new baby, a lovely wife.
What's the baby's? Now, how old's the baby?
He is 10 months.
What's his name?
Jacob Lewis Evans. We call him Jake.
Great God. You got a Jake, too?
Yes, sir.
Son of God.
That's a good thing.
That is a good thing.
Anyway, Charlie is going to show some of these knives. That baby right there.
All right, we're going to be
I'm
doing...
going to let Charlie do the talking.
Okay, now I'm gonna be his host. Listen, I like this right here because it makes me feel like Jabooey, the man with the knife in his hand. Is that how it went?
No, but I'll sing it to you later.
Okay. All right, now this one right here, you were telling me that this is walnut, the handle?
Yes, sir. This is a piece of crotch walnut. It's got a lot of figure in it. When you can get it off the bottom.
There you go. Hold that sucker up right there. Yeah, there you go.
When you can get it off the bottom of a tree, bottom of a root.
Right.
It normally has a lot of real pretty grain in it.
Wow.
Yes, sir. This one is for a fighter jet pilot in Pensacola.
So you make these for folks all over the U.S.?
All over the world.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
What got you started on this?
I wish I knew. Honestly, I just woke up one day and I told my wife, I said, Shannon, I'd like to try to make a knife. And ever since that day,
Did she leave for a while?
No, sir. No, thank goodness she
Wait a
didn't.
minute, Charlie. Shannon said you guys went on your honeymoon to Gatlinburg. You went by the Smoky Mountain Knife Works.
Yes, sir.
And they were forging up there. And she told me this just the other day. She said, Charlie said, I can do that. Let me tell you something. This boy right here, if he sets his mind, he can do anything.
Now, the blade on this one.
Yes, sir.
Is that something that, what did it start out long piece or like this?
No, sir. Actually, it starts out at a piece of metal that's 3/8 inch thick, 1 inch and 5/8 in 4-foot bars.
Wow.
And I have a power hammer where I forge every knife I make out. And I can cut off, let's say this one initially started as about maybe a 4-inch piece of steel. And I forged it out, and I forged my blade. I got my handle forged, and of course then I started doing the grinding.
Okay. All right, something like this, from the time you have the metal, get the metal in, let's just say you were going to do it, can you do it in one day?
Yes, sir. It'd be a long day.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, sir.
It's a lot of work to go in something like this.
Yes, sir. It's and I do something called the Hamons on the blade. I don't know if you can see it, but you can see a tempering line here on the blade. And that actually shows you where the metal is hard versus where it's softer.
Right.
So you don't have as good a chance of breaking it.
Right.
By doing that differential heat treating, it keeps the spine of your blade softer than your edge.
I'm with you.
So I enjoy doing it. It's a fun hobby. I've been able to meet a lot of nice people.
Show me the same thing that you're showing with this one right here, because I don't see
that one does not have.
Okay. Yes, sir. This is an older one here. I have one here though.
All right.
That's
Ain't nobody's got her yet, so y'all just bear with us.
I've got one here that I made for the fight team here in Alexander City. The Iron Eagle fight team. This knife is being auctioned off with them, and as you can see, it has a very pretty Hamon.
There you go.
Turn it to where you can.
Right there.
Yeah.
There it is.
And this is kind of a traditional Japanese style tanto with a cord wrap and Turk head knots on the top and the bottom. And I enjoy making stuff like this. It's a lot of fun. So
it's a great hobby.
Absolutely, yes, sir. And it's a dying art. It's something
that was going to be the next question.
It's something that most of the stuff now are stamped out with machines, And, you know, even the tools that I have to make this stuff is
Hard to find?
yes, sir. It took me about 2 years to find my power hammer.
Mm-hmm.
And it was made May the 13th of 1943.
Wow, 70 years ago?
Yes, sir. And it was,
During the war?
yes, sir. It
I
was
mean-
actually on a battleship, a Navy battleship.
Wow.
And somehow it ended up in St. Louis, Missouri. And we went up there and got it. And, you know, my anvil's probably about 100 years old. So it's something that's a lot of fun, you know, especially most guys here in the South love knives. So
Well, yeah, right. In fact, let me tell you what. You talk about knives. Hey, let me show you a knife right now. Let me show you
That you're gonna
a knife.
make a forward.
this right here. You tell me which one you want me to get after you with. You want me to throw this one at you? You want me to throw this one at you? It's up to you. It's just as up to you as but I just joke. I had to pull my that open Bill's letter. If somebody wanted to order a knife, is that something that you give your number or an email or you
yes,
say?
sir. I have a website.
Okay, yeah.
It's www.edmondsonsteel.com.
Okay.
And there's a lot of pictures of my work on there.
Mhm.
And, you know, I have a full-time job, so it's really, you know, I'm not very fast at doing
Right,
it.
yeah.
This is kind of something that I like to take my time with, and, you know, I don't skip any steps. You know, it's a whole
shows.
process. When you forge this out, you have to grind it, then you have to heat treat it, you have to temper it, and you have to polish it, and, you know, on some knives you can have 16 to 18 hours.
I
Wow.
watched Charlie,
Mm-hmm.
and he makes his own sheaths,
Mm-hmm.
and now I made that one, you can
Okay.
tell I made that one, but he made this one that you got laid down in front of you.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And I watched him make that sheath, and every little detail, just
Shows.
on the sheath.
Mm-hmm.
And he got the knife ready, and I reached over to touch the knife, and he goes, no, don't touch that. It's perfect.
All right, so if you're wanting to, because these are great gifts. I'm thinking
Oh,
for somebody that really is into knives. If you want a unique, your own style knife, or maybe you have your own design, you know, give them that web page.
Yes, sir. It's edmondsonsteel.com.
Okay. You're real simple.
Yes, sir.
And make sure you put that down. If you didn't get it, let me know, and I'll be glad to get that for you. Because this right here, like you said, it's a dying art. So
Yes,
we
sir.
want to try to keep those dying arts, like fried apple pies, making knives, real knives. Let's keep that. That's a great American tradition. Let's keep those traditions going. I don't think you've
Yes,
taken
sir.
your time
Well,
coming
absolutely.
out here.
Yes,
and
sir.
Congratulations on a hobby I know that you love doing,
Yes, sir.
and you're good at it too.
Well, thank you.
Thank
very
you
much.
for inviting me.
Well,
out here.
I just say, I love this stuff, and I sit there, I watch Charlie do all kinds of stuff, and heat treating blades, and he's made his own kiln, made his own dip box or whatever it is, got 3 or 4 anvils off battleships or whatever they were. He's got his power hammer off a ship. He got in his shop is set up in stations, and it just, I sit there amazed and wish that I could do it too.
This is American tradition. Thank y'all for being with us tonight. We'll take a commercial break, and we'll be right back again. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Tell little Jake I said hello.
Yes, sir. I will.
Be right back.